Yep, that's me, Cory. I bet you're wondering how I got here, without a shirt on, jumping into a snowbank with two other people on a snowy 0-degree day. Well, it's an interesting story. Hey, I'm Cory Hepola. I'm a husband, a dad, and we live in the Twin Cities. I was born and raised in Otter Tail County, Minnesota. Growing up, I was in such a hurry to leave that I never really got to know my home. What did I miss? What changed? I was gonna find out. Guys, hey, how is everybody?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Back for season 2. So I guess where did we leave off?
I think you were debating about moving back home to Otter Tail County.
Thanks.
I mean, we would.
Yeah, we would move back home. Sure. We won't though right now because we can't right now. But that's okay. I fell in love again with the place that I grew up with, and this time for different reasons.
There we go.
That's right. There you go. Thanks. Quick update. We're still living here in the Twin Cities. Got a lot of fun feedback from season 1. People from all over the country were sending notes, sliding into our DMs, and really exciting to hear all the feedback from everybody. So what's next?
How do you feel about winter?
Okay. Take 67 north. Okay. GPS isn't gonna find it. You want me to drive to a cabin in the woods that GPS can't find during a blizzard? I'm a pretty dumb guy, but I'm smart enough to know that you never pass the plow truck. You just stay back. Respect. I'm going about 35 miles per hour the whole way here, and it's 0 degrees. Not too bad out. Wait, I didn't know I was gonna have to turn off a 2-lane country road to a gravel road? And that bright yellow sign was a dead-end sign.
Just so you know, the directions you gave me to get here, they don't go in the GPS.
Yeah, I know, it's a little complicated. We don't have great reception out here. That might have been part of your problem with the directions too. And there's supposedly a new cell tower going up, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Do you even want it?
No, I don't want it.
She's Betsy Roder, and this is her family's getaway from cell phones, the internet, all the noise. A small cabin on a piece of hunting land by tiny Butler, Minnesota, about 15 country miles away from New York Mills. Home to Lund Boats, Finn Creek Museum, Janet Carvenin, and Betsy. It's where she grew up.
I'm kind of a typical small town girl. Like, I wanted to get out. I appreciated what I had, sort of, you know.
Betsy left New York Mills and the state for college at Valparaiso in Indiana. And that's where she met Nick. Nick's from Wisconsin. He's a Packers fan.
You know, we almost didn't make it. That was our first fight, was the Vikings-Packers game.
Tell me more.
We were watching it at a bar, and it was the game where, like, the ball rolled over hit the Vikings' back, and then the Packers guy picked it up and ran it in for a touchdown. And I was like, no, that did not touch the ground.
Yeah, the improbable bobble. Monday Night Football, October 2000. Just a brutal game. Vikings lost. Betsy and Nick worked through it. They got married, found great jobs in the Twin Cities, and ended up buying a house in South Minneapolis.
It was our goal to be married for like 3 to 5 years before we started having kids, and so we ended up having Finn, our first son, when we'd been married for 5 years.
Life was beautiful. Betsy was happily married with a healthy son, living in a wonderful city, and she was a rising star at Target headquarters.
When did it start to change for you where it was, you know, is this the right place for us?
Right. I loved my job at Target, but I worked really hard and I worked a lot of hours. And so it was like the getting up early, getting on the bus, leaving Finn. Nick would take Finn to daycare. He drove to his job. I took the bus downtown. And, you know, getting home, and then you had like an hour or two, and then it was bedtime. Okay, so that was hard, but I felt like with one kid we could do it.
And then they had their second child, Bergen.
And I have like this very vivid memory of going to leave the bus, and Finn or Bergen, I don't remember which one, like sitting in front of the door and crying and saying, "Mama, don't leave." And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this, right?
So, in 2010, Betsy and Nick and their 2 young sons packed up and moved to New York Mills. Nick scored a job at Farmers and Merchants State Bank, but Betsy, always an achieving, passionate professional, had nothing.
It was definitely a bittersweet decision for us to make that move, and we got mixed feedback. You know, my people at Target were like, really, you're gonna leave this career? Okay, all right.
All right, so snowshoes, and they go on your shoes.
They do. Boots in this case.
In this case.
Let's go, kiddos. Lead us there.
You know, that's the best kind of snow right there. It feels like you're in a snow globe. How much snow is this?
Kaya, you
There's probably
you are very up to
some
your
of it.
waist.
I'm guessing we're probably about 18 inches.
That's what I was thinking, 18, right?
Yeah.
You're
So
heading
this
up
is
there,
their-
aren't you?
Jumping hill.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they like to jump up.
Okay, be careful.
All right. Yeah, I think I can do it. All right.
First adult to ever do this.
All right. They're a good spot.
Find a good soft landing.
How does it look from up there, Cory?
Does the... Right here? All right.
Please don't break.
The body hurts a little more once you hit 40, you know. Okay.
Contemplating life.
Finn,
choices.
tell me the airtime I get here.
Hold on.
Oh!
That was good.
Didn't even really go that far. It felt a lot more dangerous than it looked on screen.
You didn't re-injure your wrist, did you?
Vertebrae. Yeah, the wrist. Yeah, we can do season 2, episode 5. Cory goes through physical therapy for the wrist again. Look at all that snow. Beautiful. By the way, that kind of sounds like a dad thing to say, isn't it? Look at all that snow. I'm starting to sound like my parents. It's true, though. This looks like a painting or a piece of art you'd see on display at the Cultural Center in New York Mills.
Fulfillment is a great word. Honestly, it's like I didn't even know how perfect it would be.
The Cultural Center. Yeah, it's really unique and special for a community this size. The Cultural Center is a nonprofit's arts organization. It opened back in '92, right downtown in New York Mills, with the goal of expanding cultural and creative opportunities for people in rural Minnesota. Now, when Betsy moved back home in 2010, she left a career at Target behind her, but quickly found a purpose here.
Would you ever consider working at the Cultural Center? There's a part-time job that just opened. And I was like, what? Yes, that is like the coolest place in New York Mills.
Betsy's now the executive director, inspiring people from all over the globe. And one of the cool things the Cultural Center does is every year, the organization hosts the Great American Think-Off. Now, this is a debate, a civil disagreement where powerful ideas are explored by everyday people from all across the country.
I knew what it brought to the area in terms of accessibility and diversity and access to things that you think, okay, we live in Minneapolis, we can go to any museum any day, and we did that a lot. And I was like, oh God, moving back, we're not gonna get that. But oh, there's the Cultural Center. Like they do live music, they have art exhibits, they have a lot of really cool things, and I knew that.
I feel like curiosity is such an important quality. Asking questions, trying to understand, wanting to learn about an issue or another culture, especially today. Our world is changing faster than ever. We're more connected than ever. Being curious sparks critical thinking, surrounding ourselves with diverse perspectives and information to challenge our own thoughts. You know, like I'm Finnish. I'm not sure how much people know about the Finnish culture.
The Finnish culture is strong around here. New York Mills has a really strong tie to that Finnish culture. And actually, a lot of houses still have saunas in their basements. And
Calming, relaxing.
this is a theme.
Open the pores.
Get out those toxins.
Let's get out the toxins.
Yeah, it's pronounced sauna, not sauna. Sauna. We're very particular about that. Both my parents had saunas growing up. It was like the big Saturday family night event. We actually had one in our house growing up too.
Are you gonna rethink it?
I'm sorry, I'm jumping in.
No, you're good, you're good.
Okay, I love it. Take them off, huh?
Oh yeah. If we're gonna jump in the snow.
Yep, shirts off. A lot more comfortable in season 2, aren't we? Nick, You saw it? He poured the water on those stones right away. Gets it pretty steamy in there. And you know, the hotter it gets in there, the deeper the conversations get. You start talking about life and kids. Lots of times it's more self-serving.
Right.
Oh, if I can get to this level,
Yes.
this much money, or do this,
Yes.
whatever. And then when you have kids, it totally does. It's cliche, but it totally changes your perspective. Now, typically, you're heating the sauna up to about 160 to 170 degrees. You stay in there for 10 to 15 minutes or until you can't stand it anymore. And then...
Oh my God, that's cold. Woo!
Where do we go? Back in?
I don't know. Yeah, it's back into the sauna. Oh my gosh, it's freezing.
Do we have a replay on that? Here, I'll be like John Madden on this thing. Look at Betsy and I. We jump right in, and then we're getting right out. But Nick's the real MVP. Boom! Rolls around in the snow. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, that guy, he didn't grow up here, but he loves the outdoors, doesn't he?
We were at Bear Lake, so about 1.5 miles from our hunting shack.
Do I do a lot of ice fishing?
This is really portable. I can throw it in the back of my truck and I can cut a hole in about half hour and be spearing in 45 minutes. So.
Oh, now, this isn't really ice fishing. It's spearing in that tiny portable house shack thing.
What will happen is sometimes they come in really slow and easy, and sometimes they come in and smash your decoy and take it outside of the hole, and you got to pull the decoy back and try to spear it. It's harder than it looks. All right,
So I'm gonna go in. Oh yeah, I see the
there's a rope there that attaches to your wrist.
Oh, I see him.
So I'm told I take a rope with a spear attached, and I put that in between my legs. And well, before that, you wait, and it's a pretty tight space, too tiny to get your phone out, which is good. There's no distractions there, and you don't want to lose it down the hole anyway.
I proposed to my wife ice fishing, and I put the ring box on the end of a tip up.
Hold on. A proposal while ice fishing? Sounds like a lot of uncontrollable variables right there. I like it. Let's go.
I got it on, and got it up to the top of the hole, and the ring box hit the hole and went down to the bottom of the lake.
So you'd put the ring box on the end.
Yep.
She didn't know it.
She didn't know it.
And so she pulled, but it hit the ice.
The side of the hole,
Yeah.
and went down to the bottom of the lake, and that kind of messed up my whole plan, so.
Oh, tell me the ring wasn't actually in the box.
And so then I actually took the ring out of the ring box.
Oh, God, man. Thankfully you didn't have it in the...
Right,
Yeah.
I pulled it out of the jacket and got down on a knee, and the rest is history.
She said yes. And then they both said yes to raising their family in New York Mills, surrounded by lakes, land, and opportunity.
You know, I think it's a little bit of a myth that it's just like vacation all the time here. It is, but it's not. You still are living
life.
your life, but you have access to, to this sort of place where you can escape, 15 minutes from home and go and walk in the woods and kind of get grounded when you need that.
To wake up to the beauty of life, to be present in the moment. That'll relieve the stress and anxiety. Well, that's winter in Otter Tail County. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Cory, our contract says we gotta do 4 more winter episodes.